Hey y'all, welcome back to Right at the Wire. Well, as part of our daily stakes plays at Saratoga, we're going to look at Thursday's With Anticipation Stakes. It's a race on the turf for 2-year-olds, and hopefully they'll keep it there, but it looks like a pretty good field, so let's take a look at it. Okay, the With Anticipation Stakes is a grade 3 run on the inner turf at a mile and a 16th for 2-year-olds, and it's the 7th race on the Thursday card at Saratoga. And again, hopefully they took Wednesdays off, but hopefully they'll keep this one on because it looks like it'd be a much better race on turf than it will on dirt, obviously. Number 1 is Gala Brand, and it's a filly against the boys. Bill Mott showing an awful lot of confidence in this one. Reached out and got Jose Ortiz as well. A nice rider, so I think all systems are go here. Should be okay around 2 turns. The maiden effort was pretty impressive. She came from pretty far back, but once she kicked it in the stretch, there was no doubt that she was going to win. It was really, really impressive, and it's no surprise that he might want to try a bigger challenge for her. So going in against the boys, I don't think it's a problem at all. I think Ma showed a lot of confidence. He's 16% first-time route, 18% second-time turf, and the way he's been going at this meet, you just can't count him out in any race. So I like Gala Brand here. I think she's a definite use and certainly a win candidate. Number 2 is Spirit Prince. Christophe Clement just has phenomenal numbers with second-time turf. I think he's at 34%. So it's this one will definitely move forward. I think it's safe to say. Has a race over the surface already, and Note is still a maiden, but it wasn't for lack of trying. That was an awful tight finish against Noted, and you see Noted came back to win next time. So it was a very solid effort. Rated well, did everything right, but win the race really. It's logical this one would move forward. You get Flavian Pratt aboard. He's a dynamite turf rider. Add blinkers maybe to get her a little sharper, get rate a little bit better, but she should be sitting, should be sitting just off the leaders, and tactically may have an edge over the late runners. So Spirit Prince definitely one to think about and one you want to use. Wine Collector wired a really weak field at Colonial, and it didn't really draw off and blow the field away, and that was kind of the issue more than anything else. Got a 63 bar, which certainly isn't bad, I guess, for a first time around the route. But I think this is wishful thinking to think that this one can compete with the 2-year-olds up at Saratoga. I think this one will be a pace factor only, and there is other speed in this race, going to make it awful difficult to take them all the way. So I'll pass on Wine Collector. Number 4 is Market Street, and if you read between the tea leaves, I think Wayne Lucas, more than wanting to get this one on turf, is really just trying to get this one a root of ground. At this time of year, really the only time you can get a 2-turn race is around turf for 2-year-olds. And as you see, this one's been running on dirt, and I think that's where this one will be the most successful. But I think he wants to get this one on turf. Shouldn't have a problem with it being by street sense. He's 8% with first-time turfers. The only thing I would note is in the Saratoga Special, couldn't hold the lead very well. Now, granted, it was against Rhyme Schemes, who's a monster, and so we're not going to hold that too much against him. You can even go 2 back, Gold Sweep, Yo-Yo Candy, pretty good horses. This one will definitely be a pace factor. The Lucas 2-year-olds have all been firing out of the gate really well, but I'm not sure about this one sticking around late. And there is other speed in this race, but stranger things have happened, and Lucas can pull a rabbit out of his hat even at 86 years old. So you get Castellano aboard. You're going to get a pretty good price at 8-1. I tend to believe this one won't be there late, but it maybe is worth a shot in the dark. Number 5 is Get Spooled, and of the pace setters, the front runners, I like this one the best. Was very professional in his effort wiring the field, I thought, and looked very comfortable despite having some problems early and having to check. Was still able to get to the lead and hold on and take out Dancing Mischief, who came back to win fairly impressively next time out. So the 60 buyer is a little troubling. It's a little light, but I expect fully that this one will improve in the second start on turf. As mentioned, Bill Mott has it's a good an angle for him. So a lot of times in these races, you think there's going to be a lot of speed, and people try to get, or some of the trainers try to get cute with their horses, and this might be one of those instances. It gets pulled. I think definitely could wire the field. Under the right circumstances, we can slow it down. So one to think about. Number 6 is British Sea. This one didn't beat anything at Ellis Park. It was an extremely weak field. You see, he only got a 53 buyer and couldn't hold on to get the job done. And now going into a stakes race, really can't. I didn't think it was that much of an effort, really, and I just can't see it. Bottom line, and so especially with other speed in here, so I'll pass on British Sea. Nomos, trained by Todd Pletcher. You get a Rod Ortiz, and has the advantage of having a 2-turn race under his belt. But I really didn't think it was, despite winning by 4, I didn't think it was. He didn't look, like a world beater to me. He didn't have that great, really solid acceleration, in my opinion. I thought Gala Brand looked a hell of a lot better closing out a race than Nomos did. I think this one will have to improve immeasurably to compete here. Certainly will be in the mix. I think you can use this one comfortably under, but I like others better to win this race. Number 8 is Carson Run. Carson Run's a late runner and will have pace to run to, and has the benefit of already having a race in around 2 turns. As mentioned, Christophe Clement, second-time turf, is a fantastic angle for him. And this one looked pretty good, winning the race. Now, I will say this. It wasn't the same type of greasy, fast close that I saw with Gala Brand. And that, visually it was very impressive with Gala Brand. But that was at 5.5 furlongs. This one did it at first asking at 1 1/16. And that's always a pretty impressive thing for a horse to do, is win around 2 turns. The first time. So I think this one will be running late, and again will have pace to run to. I think is a definite contender, and one that you certainly want to pay attention to. Okay, so here's our top 5 for the with anticipation. Number 1, I'm going to go with Gala Brand. If Belmont has enough confidence to put a filly in against the boys, first time at a route in a graded stakes race, I got to believe she's something special, and by my judgment, watching her maiden race, she is. That was a really monstrous kick, and it was just one of those things when she just decided to. It was a pretty trifling affair. She just kind of took care of that field pretty easily. So Gala Brand, I think, looks pretty good in this one. Number 2 will be Carson Run. He was had a solid maiden victory around 2 turns the first time and closed very well. It was just a little more workmanlike than perhaps Gala Brand's was. And just kind of get the feeling that there's a little more talent with Gala Brand. But I like Carson Run. Will have pace to run to. Will be coming late. And could very well win it. Has a good chance. But like I mentioned, just like Gala Brand, a little better. Number 3 is Spirit Prince. I think he's going to have first jump on the late runners tactically. Will be right off the leaders. Is still a career maiden, and be nice to get the diploma winning the stakes race. And it's very capable. I think it's highly possible. And again, tactically will have the edge, and if he's good enough, he can take it down. Number 4 is Nomos. I just really wasn't as impressed as I should have been with a 4-length victory in the maiden race. He didn't beat a whole lot, and it just seemed kind of a workmanlike type of effort. And I just kind of like the others better. That's really the only way I can explain it. You're not getting much of a price at 4-1, and if I'm going to take a short price, I want somebody like Gala Brand. So Nomos in the mix for sure, but just don't think he's good enough. And then number 5, we're going to go with Get Spooled. I really like that front running win in the last race. It was a little light buyer-wise, but it was the way he did it. Very professional, I thought, especially since he encountered trouble early. Of the speed, I think he's the one that has the best chance to endure, particularly since he's already gone around 2 turns. And so I would think that, in the right circumstances, you never know, could very well wire the field. But with late runners that we have here, I don't think it's likely, but could stay for a piece. So number 5 is Get Spooled. So that's the top five for the With Anticipation. I think it's a pretty good race. There's some interesting horses in the race, like Market Street. Uh, who could surprise? You never know. So I think it'd be a pretty good betting race. I think there's some interesting options available. If you do like content like this, you can go on over to RightAtTheWire.com. We will have continued Saratoga coverage for the remainder of the meet, 2-year-old analysis every day, daily plays, as well as full card analysis on the weekends. So go on over there and take a look at a good resource for you. If you do like the content you have here at the YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. It does help to keep us going, and we thank all of you that have come on board and all of you with your support. Thanks so much for the comments. Most of them have been positive and constructive, and I appreciate all of it. I want to thank you all for continuing to provide your input. It is helpful to me, and so I do thank you for that. Hope our analysis here helps you, as always, with your wagering strategy, and I wish, again, as always, the best of luck on Thursday's card if you play it. So that's it from here. We'll continue with our stakes plays, and we've got the Pacific Classic this weekend, as well as the Pennsylvania Derby, and we've got a big Saturday at Saratoga. So there'll be some more content coming from me you can look forward to. I'll be talking to you soon, and until then, be well.